Welcome back to another episode of Sea Devil Sessions University Transfer Edition. I'm your host, Lucinda McNamara, Dean of University Transfer and Partnerships. And today we get Kathie Lee back. Welcome back, Kathie.
Yay! Thank you so much. It's great to be back. And I really appreciate Tim stepping in last time and taking care of the co-hosting responsibilities.
It was really hard to pull him away from his brown sugar-rimmed beers, but he was able to step in for us. And so thank you, Tim.
Yeah. Thank you, Tim, very much. Today's faculty spotlight guest is Mr. Kenan Jones. Keenan is the math department chair here at CFCC. He has worked for the college for over 27 years.
Patient. He's a patient man.
Yes, you got to be patient.
27 years.
27 years, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we have what I would like to refer to as the salty dog, yet salt of the earth man, Mr. Kenan Jones, in the studio.
Woohoo!
Keenan has been working here at Cape Fear for 27 and a half years. He is the chair of the math department. So, Keenan, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
27 and a half years. Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
That's awesome.
Your pleasure, too. I'm so happy to hear that.
Yes, ma'am.
It was twisting your arm to get you in here. No, it wasn't. So, Keenan, you were born and raised in Southport. How did you discover your passion for math?
Actually, I wasn't born and raised in Southport. I was a military brat. So my father was in the Air Force. My mom was born in Southport. She was born and died within the same block.
She
died,
goodness.
yeah. So
Miss Vivian,
Vivian, my mom. But at the age of 10, my father retired from the Air Force. He had 20 years in, and they retired to Southport. So my mother came home. So I grew up from 10 years old. From then on, yes, I grew up in Southport.
All right. So we'll call you a native. I think it's safe to call you a native.
That's close
Probably.
enough.
Right.
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so what drew you to math?
What drew me, it just became easy to me. And in my junior year, I didn't have a very good background in Algebra 1 and geometry. And then my junior year, I took Algebra 2, and I struggled with it for a little while. And then all of a sudden, it just clicked. And if I see somebody do it, explain the math problem to me, it becomes pretty easy to me. And it's sequential thinking, and it's problem solving. And, you don't have to feel like you are interpreting a poem. How does it make you feel? There's no feelings involved in math. It's all about this is the right answer.
Very exact.
So, very exact. You get to a solution, right? I mean, you figure out the problem. So, and it's that problem solving that I take into my everyday life.
And would you say that algebra is your favorite of all the maths?
I don't know if I'd say algebra is my favorite. I like trig. Trig has a lot of real world uses.
Like practical
for trig.
application?
Yeah, absolutely. For building a house, you have the diagonals, you have Pythagorean theorem, you have angles, all that comes into play. And we use a lot of angles in heat and air as well. I did some heat and air for a while, and you have to do load management, and you have to know the angles of the sun and the angles of the roof. And so there's a lot to it. Math is involved with all the vocational, of course, and really everyday life. You're dealing with math. So
it always makes me wonder how many students are sitting there going through these problems with you, and suddenly a light bulb goes off and they realize, yes, they can use math in the real world.
Absolutely.
Because most of us think, when growing up, when am I ever going to use this?
Yeah.
How am I ever going to use this?
Right. Yeah, they ask me, they go, when am I going to use this in real life? And I go, well, 2 weeks from now when we have a test.
Good answer. That's a good answer.
But I'm a little different than most math instructors, whereas I use it every day. These guys, I let them know when I teach the vocational technical people that I've crawled underneath houses. I used to do that kind of work. So I know where you need math, and you need it almost in every job. Everyday life, you need it, right?
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's amazing to think about just simple things that some of these more complicated equations can play into. You don't think about it at the time when you're learning the math, but then as you become an adult and you're trying to figure out how many snacks you need to pack in your child's lunch to get through a week, and if they don't, buy their lunch one day but take it the next. There's a lot of math in that.
Absolutely.
You said earlier that students ask when they use math. There is, I think, a little bit of a stigma sometimes with math and science where students avoid those classes because they think they're really hard. So tell us some fun stuff that you do in the math department.
I'd love to. We do a student math league exam. It's done in the spring and the fall. This fall, we're having one on November the 8th. All students are welcome to come. It's a statewide exam. You get to compare yourself to other students in the area, and we give a cash award for the top
money.
3.
Cha-ching.
So there's some money involved. You have to bring a pencil and a calculator. You show up, I think I said November 8th. Mm-hmm. It's going to be from 3 to 4. It's an hour long. Test is like 20 multiple choice questions. But the problem is if you answer one wrong, it counts against you. So the best thing to do is pick and choose the ones you can do. You answer about 4 and you're going to be in the running most likely. 4 to 8 is the winner.
What types of math is on
All
this?
kind.
Okay.
Anything. All kind of math is in it.
And you don't even have to be enrolled in a math class. You
That's
can just
correct.
come in and sit and take the test.
Absolutely.
All
So it's
right.
open to all Cape Fear Community College students.
Great.
Yeah.
What about your cool math club?
Yeah, we have a math club. They meet every other Wednesday at 10 a.m. They work on some of these problems, like from the Math League. They do some tutoring. We'll get these guys to come in and help tutor other students right before exam week, right before the end of the semester. So a lot of times they would give up a Saturday to come in and tutor students that wanted to cram some work in right before the finals of the exams.
Demystifying the math.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
You say there's a stigma in math, and I think we need to go back to kindergarten and teach it a little bit more, it's all the way through. Where is the everyday life experiences of math instead of teaching exactly to an exam? So I think we could do some things like that. But I just try to make it easy. I stand up there and go, look, if a dummy like me can do the math, anybody can. I put my pants on the same way as everybody else does, I think, one leg at a time. Yeah.
I don't know. Kathie jumps in hers. I don't know.
Does she?
I do, every day.
All right.
So tell me, what have you noticed about the differences in the students since you began teaching?
Probably the main thing is work ethic. They got to put the time in, and I don't see the effort on their part.
You think that effort has dwindled in the past 27 and a half years?
Absolutely.
Do you think it's dwindled because of access to technology?
That doesn't help. I think they use calculators as a crutch nowadays, whereas I use it as a tool. I don't want to do a 3 decimal times a 3 decimal, so that's when I grab my calculator. But I do most of my math problems on paper and then grab the calculator at the very end.
Right.
So I think it's, you look at society. I think society has got away from work ethic. So it's just not the technology's doing it. It's just parents don't do stuff with their kids around the yard. They don't have the work ethic around the yard. Nobody's helping, kids aren't crawling underneath the trucks helping their parents repair things. Like when I grew up, that's what we did, right? So those things are gone. Just a total work ethic for society itself.
Yeah. I have the same argument with my daughter all the time because of the things that I used to do when I was her age in terms of chores and like helping out around the house. Oh, man, you would think I was asking her to move mountains.
Yes.
It's ridiculous, but I'm still making her do it.
That's right.
Builds character.
It does. It does.
Yes, it does.
All right, Keenan.
And respect.
Are you ready for our rapid fire questionnaire? The faculty spotlight always has to sit in the hot seat and answer these questions. Are you ready for it?
Absolutely.
So, what is your most favorite thing about your job?
Changing lives. I started out in HVAC, and I saw where they'd come in the fall, and by January, by the spring semester, they were already driving vans from their work, and they would finish up class and go straight to work. And we don't see it as much in the transfer side, but I know I'm changing lives every day. Every day I'm in the classroom, the instructor's on the 6th floor changing lives. Hopefully in a positive way. Most of the time in a positive way. They'll come back and talk about their experiences and trust we gave them. It makes a difference. So to see that, that's what drove me here for 27 years, 27 and a half years, whatever it's been. I get up in the morning thinking that I'm here to change lives.
So what sound or noise do you love?
What sound do I love? I love quiet. The quiet in the woods setting.
Sound of silence.
To a certain extent, it's never not really silent in the woods. You hear the birds chirping, you hear a squirrel run up a tree, the wind's blowing a little bit. Not only that quiet, but the rustling of leaves when footprints in the leaves. Or
Nature.
something's fixing to happen. So, it could be anything, It could be turkeys walking through the woods. It could be squirrels. It could be deer. It could be
bunny rabbits.
We see coyotes. We see bear, whatever. It could be anything. So it's that anticipation of what's going on.
Yeah. I like that. All right. What sound or noise do you hate?
Whining.
Yes.
I was blessed with one daughter, and she found out really early that if you talk to me in a baby talk or a whine about anything, that it was not going anywhere.
Right.
It's like the nails on the chalkboard. It just aggravates me. So come talk to me about your problems. I'm willing to look at them. We'll talk about them. But the whining, and not to bring a solution, just to whine and not have a solution to it, is unacceptable.
Yes.
I agree. Like it.
In addition to no whining zone, what one piece of advice do you have for your college students?
I would say put the time in. It's worth it. The payback is awesome, and it'll help you out in the long run. But put the time in.
Yes.
So what are 2 college transfer major options for someone who's interested in math? If someone's going to leave Cape Fear and go transfer into whatever 4-year university or college of their choosing, what are some things you can major in?
Well, being a math person, you can major in math.
Yeah.
And that would lead you to maybe an actuarial job or insurance, that kind of thing. And also you could do engineering.
Right.
You could do physics or any of the STEM, because math is so highly involved in those subjects that you could do any of those, right?
Right.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Have we stumped you?
Yes.
We've actually
You
stumped
could do
Kenan
something
Jones?
else besides math and HVAC. What would you like to attempt?
Yeah.
The dream is achieved.
Yeah.
You've done everything that you want to do? Oh my God, that's exciting.
I kind of wish I'd have gone back, maybe had a little stint in the armed forces.
Oh.
Should have done some military time.
Military.
I kind of missed that. My father had it 20 years, and he kind of discouraged me against it because it had changed so much. But kind of wish I'd have had that little bit of experience. That team-oriented, the way they look out to each other, they call each other brothers and sisters. And I have a lot of respect for our military people here, so I kind of wish I'd have done a little bit, maybe in the military.
Self-discipline,
Yeah.
scheduling. You strike me like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what profession would you not like to attempt?
Probably any profession that would sacrifice somebody else's position to increase their own. I don't know if that would be a HR or something like that, but to be so selfish as to sacrifice somebody else's livelihood to advance your own, I would have a major problem with that.
Right.
That would go against my ethics and morals.
Mm-hmm.
And it also sounds like very similar to Sandra McClammy's answer. You would not want to work in a daycare and listen to the whining all day. Because she said she didn't want to work with any young children. So
Yes.
maybe we could say that too.
Yeah, and sometimes those little toddlers, they can be dog eat dog in there.
Can be scary.
That's right. I would love to know, what is your favorite film?
Favorite film? I'm going to go with Braveheart.
Okay.
Ooh. Freedom.
So what is that, a little guy versus the tyrant? The tyrant is the king.
Mm-hmm.
He leads with fear and money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you don't do what he says, off with your head. He's got all the resources, all the money. You got the little guy, stands up to those, not accepting the fact that we're fighting just for the crumbs. We want more. We want freedom. We want this, that, and other. So I'd have to go with that little guy versus the tyrant.
So for film, is it for you like the narrative? Are there parts of Braveheart that you like in terms of the cinematography and maybe the action sequences, things like that?
I'm a
film person. I'm sorry I have to ask that question.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm a math geek. I watch it as a movie. I don't watch it as the breakdown of, oh, look at that scene.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you look at the setting, and the setting's pretty powerful in there.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Okay,
I'm not-
sorry, Keenan.
No, that's fine. I'm not thinking about the set, right?
Right,
I'm in
right.
the movie.
Every time at the end when they're do that sort of running the gauntlet thing, I equate that to the end of the semester here. Like when we come back from Thanksgiving right before Christmas and get out, we're running the gauntlet. Anyway, that was my little fun film fact.
I've never actually seen Braveheart, so.
What?
I know, right?
Not Braveheart.
I've not seen it. Yeah.
That's shocking.
Gladiator?
Gladiator, yes.
Yeah, that's another good one.
Yes. I like that. I like Russell Crowe. I like Gladiator a lot, yeah.
Well, then you would probably like
Same.
Braveheart.
Probably so. You know, I don't have any oppositions to any of the cast. Just never had an opportunity to sit down
I
that
don't know.
long.
I don't want to talk about Mel Gibson as a person. So finally, Keenan, what advice would you give your 18-year-old self about your future? If you could talk to a young Keenan, what would you say?
It's not a dress rehearsal.
That's deep.
Mm-hmm.
Put your best foot forward
Absolutely.
every time.
Experiences. Have experiences. Spend that extra time with your family, friends. Don't sit on the couch so much, that kind of thing. Do. Just like I said, the workforce, put the time in.
Right.
Anything worth doing it right?
I love it.
Yes.
I do have to say, for those that are listening, that it is bittersweet that we announce Keenan's retirement from Cape Fear Community College at the end of this semester.
You can't be that old.
Yes, I am.
And, just in the short time of working with you, I can say that is a loss for the students because you always fight for the students. And it is a loss for your department because you work very passionately for the people in your department. So you will be missed, but I wish you nothing but incredible happiness in your retirement.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
And
I've
thank you
had
so
the
much.
pleasure to work with some good people. Sixth floor, what I call the math department. They're great people. It's been an honor to work for them and been easy to work with them. And as a leader, I'm not in charge of them. I feel like I was charged to take care of them. So that's some of my leader, Simon Sinek, did a lot. And once I took this job, I started watching a lot of Simon Sinek leadership videos.
Mm-hmm.
He's very, very strong on the military aspect of it and the fact that you're charged to take care of it. You're not in charge of it.
Right.
And I just got out of their way, got some great instructors up there, try to give them the resources and get the heck out of their way and let them go. Let them do that gauntlet that you were talking about.
That's right. Well, you do it well, Keenan. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's pretty painful, but thank you.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
I know there are some dates and deadlines always lingering out there for university transfer, and we have resident drama instructor Jack Landry on board to fill you in.
And now here's the list of important college dates for November 1st through November 15th. Friday, November 3rd is the priority date to file intent to graduate. Monday, November 6th, new returning student registration begins for spring of 2024. And Monday, November 13th is the last day to withdraw and receive a W full session.
Once again, to fill us in on our upcoming academic and cultural events, we have CFCC student, life coordinator, our head women's basketball coach, and host of her own podcast for your ears only, the one and only Taylor Todd Williams. Thanks for coming in today, Taylor. Can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Oh, we have a lot of fun things happening as we're heading into the fall season, beginning with Wednesday, November 1st, Falling for Fun downtown, 11 to 2 p.m. in the Union Station Amphitheater. Thursday, November 2nd, Dia de los Muertos, Speak Easy Open Mic presented by the English Department, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in S002. Lunch and Learn with Letty Gore. Letty Gore is a historian, racial justice educator, history professor, and facilitator. Come meet her at 12 p.m. in the Nixon Leader Center in U-152. Falling for Fun, North Campus, 11 to 2 p.m. behind the NA building. November 7th, we have the North Carolina Transfer Fair. 28 universities and colleges will have information tables set up to answer all of your questions about transferring. This will be held from 8:45 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. in the Union Station lobby. November 8th, Math Club meeting, 10 to 11 a.m. in S601. First Gen Connections. Are you the first in your family to attend college? Come meet other students just like you from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. in U387. Student Math League exam. Win prizes and bring a calculator. Any student can come take this test from 3 to 4 p.m. in S002. November 9th, join us for our annual Veterans Day celebration from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. in Tabitha's Courtyard. 1898 and the Spanish-American War guest speaker Rafael Toro will come visit us from 6 to 7 p.m. in N202. November 14th, Porto's Literary Arts Magazine Unveiling Gala from 12 to 1:30 p.m. in Daniels Hall on the 5th floor of Union Station.
Thank you, Taylor. I'm really excited about Falling for Fun. What kind of things can we expect to see there?
Oh, yeah, we're super excited. This is going to be the fall festivities, so you can expect some games, music, drinks, and food will be provided as well. You can also get to know more of our clubs and organizations. There will be some colleges and universities there to answer any questions about transferring, and there will be some community organizations in Wilmington there to provide their resources.
Will there be a Velcro wall?
There will not be a Velcro wall.
Man,
but there's
really
going to be food.
one.
There will be
Okay.
food and music and drinks provided
Sounds awesome.
for all students. Come join us.
Thank you, Taylor.
You're welcome.
Well, Kathie, we did it. Episode 3.
What do you know? I
Unbelievable.
said it wouldn't last.
I know. I think we're finding our rhythm.
I think so. This has been a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying all of this.
I, for one, am getting so much out of talking to our faculty. It's exciting to get to know everyone a little bit better.
Absolutely.
I got to tell you, I am sad that Keenan's retiring.
I know, that is sad.
That is one witty,
Yes.
funny guy.
Salty humor. He's a funny guy. He really is.
He is, but he has done so much for the math department and so much for his students and faculty, and I know he's going to be greatly missed. So it was really nice having him in.
Yes. Yeah, I've heard some of the instructors say some good things about him. I hope that doesn't surprise you, Keenan.
Not at all.
But they have enjoyed working with him and respect his leadership. And I know the students will also miss him. And those that haven't come yet will sadly miss the opportunity to learn under him. So
It's a loss. It is a loss for Cape Fear.
yeah.
So, listener, thank you for taking time to spend your day with us. We will be dropping our next podcast on November 15th, 16th, somewhere around that time. So until then, go to class. Sea Devil Sessions University Transfer Edition is brought to you by CFCC's Community Relations Department. Original theme music by Nicholas Montalbano and Fermin Chavez Ramos. Audio engineering by Mitchell White and Tim Vandenberg. For questions or comments, please contact us at seadevilsessions@cfcc.edu.